Hey everybody, welcome to lesson 4, unit 4, lesson 1. In this lesson we're going to learn some about jazz harmony, jazz arranging, some articulations, making a 12-bar blues. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The first thing is that we're going to talk a little bit about jazz. Jazz is important to America because it is one of our only art forms. It is a fusion between African music and European music, and it's built on democracy. Everybody gets a voice in jazz. And rather than just having a composer that writes everything out, oftentimes jazz is improvised by the musicians that are in it. But the part of jazz that you need to know for this unit is the harmony. The jazz harmony differs from European harmony because jazz harmony is more complex. So common European harmony looks a lot like this. Every chord has 3 notes, and they're stacked on top of each other like a snowman. Jazz harmony has an extra note on top. You can see that instead of 3-note chords, or triads is what we call, on top there's another note, and it builds a more interesting harmony. So here's the difference. So this is European harmony. You know what? I'm gonna speed up this tempo because it is really slow. Okay, sounds like this. That's very basic harmony. You can see on the bottom I have Roman numerals here, and some of the Roman numerals are capital and some are lowercase. That's on purpose. The uppercase ones are major chords and the lowercase ones are minor chords. This one over here with the 0, with the O, that's called a diminished chord. I'm not going to really tell you what those are yet, but for now, just to know that they exist. And it's reflected in the chord symbols up here. C without anything is just a major chord, and with the little M it means minor, and with the little O it means diminished. So if you look here, I've actually written out, the major, minor. Okay, now jazz harmony, the same thing here. Speed this tempo up so it's not so darn slow. And you can hear the extra harmony that we've made here. So it sounds like this. There's the play button. The play button. It's over here. Okay. So you can see here that there's a 7. On these ones didn't have the 7. That 7 comes from, if I count C, and then I go up a note in the middle, and I go up another one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes. So this note is like 7 pitches above the bottom one. And that's where all those 7s come from. And then the MAJ means major, and just the M means minor. And these are called dominant chords. Explain more of that later. Actually, this one's wrong. I'll fix that. It is actually a major 7 chord. So let's go to this tool here. It actually should be this. Work. I broke it. Anyway, in your next assignment, O Win the Saints, we're going to put O Win the Saints into your flat assignment here. So when you're going to open activity 4.1, you're going to notice that there isn't a template for you to use this time. You're going to have to open one. It'll say start assignment, and it will open the template. When you open it, it's going to give you the title page. Make sure you name it O Win the Saints and put your name down here and hit save. And I'm going to start this over again. Okay, the first thing you'll notice on this score here, number 3 here, it says, or number 2 says, make sure it's a piano staff. When you get the piano staff open, it should say grand piano or just piano and have 2 lines like that. If it doesn't, come see me and I'll help you figure it out. The third step you need to change it to 2/4. Normally it's set on 4/4. So if you go to this measure tool, normally you have this 4/4. I already have mine changed. You click that, and it's going to say 4/4 like this. You need to change it to 2/4 like this. Save. Now your time signature is correct. So it'll look like this one down here. All right, it says, and if you need more explanation, there's a link right here that will explain it again. So if you don't understand what I meant, just click on this link right here and it'll take you to Flat's help on how to do that. Notice there's tide notes in the second measure, the fourth measure, the eighth measure, and this measure, 11th, 12th measure. This thing right here is a tie. And what it's doing is it's hooking this note to that note. So we've got to know about those. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some of this melody in for you so you can see what it looks like. So the first thing is a rest, and then we've got a C, and then an E, and then we got a half note, and then there's this eighth note here. So look here, I've got this much in right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these two notes together. So I'm going to click back on this note and hit tie, and there it is, tied. And then I just do it again. Now I'm going to get fancy clever here, and I know that it's exactly the same rhythm again. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it right here. So there's the next one. And in fact, I could copy it again, and I'm just going to change this right here. And it goes, and etc. Now you just keep putting the melody in. Now, after you get the whole melody in, you're going to see that you have to compose a harmony based on variation of the given chords. If you need to, you can see units 2 and 3 for some examples of that. But remember when you put in like the rhythmic chords or the broken chords to try to make the melody, and you had chord patterns, you can actually go back and use the same patterns if you want. The C pattern or the G7 pattern. So but I put the chords down here, so you got a C chord, a G chord. You can put those notes in below. So what we're going to do right now is put some harmony in for this chord here. To do that, you're going to change the grand piano to treble clef. I think that'll be easier. So I want you to use this treble clef side here. You're going to click on the measure you want, click change clef, and we're going to use the treble clef with the 8 underneath it, this one right here. Okay, save. And so your treble clef side should look like that. And then you can go ahead and put your C chord in there. So if you look at this, the C chord is right here. It goes in this measure here. So we're going to put a C chord in there, just like this. And I'm actually going to put another one. Still a C chord because it's still C, E, and G. This is a C up here. So it's still C, E, and G. And what's the next measure say I got to do? It's another C chord. In fact, it's just C chord all the way to this G7 chord. So all those measures until you get to that half note there are all the same chord. So I can do some rhythmic things, maybe change it to maybe fix So, and you're just going to keep working with your harmony like that. So now I've got and I'll just continue to put in my harmony. When I get to this chord, it's a different chord. If you look here on this D to G7. So So I'd have to put my G chord in there, which would